Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back, Scorpios. All right, Scorpio, let's take a look at the topic of love, shall we? We have Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is truth. It's time for somebody to speak their truth. We've got the Magician. We've got a Ten of Pentacles. And we've got the Page of Swords. Okay, so hang on, because if we have got someone who wants to speak their truth and they are manifesting an opportunity to lay it all on the line, Scorpio, somebody has been watching Scorpio for a period of time, or vice versa. Of course, could be vice versa. But right now, it looks like our lead character could be a Virgo Gemini masculine. There's some kind of truth here about how much they wish that they could give to Scorpio, what they'd like to offer to Scorpio, the fact that they think Scorpio is an absolute catch. I don't know if Scorpio works with this person. Somebody may work in a bakery. They work somewhere like in a grocery store or something where they wear like an apron, or maybe they work in a restaurant. But Scorpio themselves may be someone who, I don't know, it's like they observe Scorpio doing what they do best. And Scorpio could be, I don't feel like they work in the same like task. They don't do the same job that the Scorpio does. Maybe Scorpio like patronizes their business a lot for business meetings. I'm picturing right now Scorpio could be like in real estate, or they bring their clientele base to this deli or something, and and it's like this person has been waiting for the right moment to talk to Scorpio. They've been waiting for the right moment to say something. Death card. Oh, wow. And they definitely feel like I've got to be able to change the dynamics between myself and Scorpio. I want to talk to them. I want to say something to Scorpio. I want to, convey my thoughts to Scorpio. A loving energy, a transformative conversation. I feel like they purely have something nice to say to Scorpio. This person seems to be quite smitten. They seem to be quite interested. Three of Pentacles. Now, they may want to begin by, acting like maybe they'd like to patronize Scorpio's skill set. It could be because we see them wanting to, like, Ten of Pentacles can be like, I want to have a serious conversation, but it could be about money. It could be about business related things. Even though we see them very drawn to Scorpio, and they want to do business or interact with Scorpio. Keep in mind, this topic was about love. So that's why I'm going to say this person is, even if they're trying to open up a dialogue, they might be saying, hey, Scorpio, you come into this cafe all the time. I see with all your other clients, it sounds like you're excellent at what you do. I would like to hire you or sit down and have a consultation session with you myself. They want to be able to like have a closeness with Scorpio that they see other people being able to build, rapport. I feel like this is them though trying to get into Scorpio's world a little bit, so Scorpio will notice them. Because right now it looks like they've noticed Scorpio, but not vice versa. Looks like Scorpio's pretty studious, or they're when they are around this person, they're focused. Scorpio's focused on what they're there to do. Scorpio's not paying attention to this magician person. So they've been trying to manifest an opportunity to dialogue with Scorpio. And I do think they're going to do it under the guise of, I need your help. We have this Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. They're coming across as just a little bit helpless. Like, I could really use your expertise. Could I hire you? Could I set up a session with you? Six of Cups in the reverse. I feel like this person is going to be really good at like not trying to come across like a romance. They may suggest a business dinner. I know it's a very specific message, but they may suggest, not dating, but can we go out and have a glass of wine? Can we talk about this over, appetizers? Can we, the Nine of Cups says they want to enjoy Scorpio's company while not trying to make it romantic. They're not trying to put an effort to say, oh, I think we're soulmates. They just want to like really maybe enjoy Scorpio's company. They may even be inviting Scorpio to an event that they want somebody with them, and they could pitch it as like a business opportunity. But they want Scorpio like on their team. They want Scorpio beside them. Let me ask a little bit more about this person's motives in this story. Because on one hand, they are seeking out Scorpio, but I'm wondering, is this because Scorpio would make them look more respectable, or is this Nine of Wands? Now, I kind of think that this is like a soft sell. They're not really ready to ask Scorpio out exactly, but they want to build a connection. Like I said, they want a dialogue with Scorpio. They want to be able to like have this comfort zone. Magician and Nine of Cups. Again, they are a bit crafty in saying, I lay a foundation. I want to be able to enjoy Scorpio's company, no pressure, not a romance. I'm not asking Scorpio out on a date yet because I'm maybe not 100% ready to, but I want to build a rapport with Scorpio. I want Scorpio to notice me. I want to be around them. I feel like they're great energy. I like Scorpio. I feel like Scorpio is also really smart. I feel like they're, a mover shaker. I feel like they've got great business ideas. I feel like they are somebody that I'm impressed by. So I'd like to be around them more. And I'm manifesting being able to be around them more before before I get to the point of trying to pursue Scorpio for romance. So, I mean, it does boil it down to this person is just, they're, it's not like they're scared exactly, but they definitely would like to take their time getting to know Scorpio a little bit without it being about romance, even though ultimately that is what it seems like they're headed for. That's what they'd like to have. But they want to start out in a non-romantic context and just get to know this Scorpio. Just simply interact with them, just simply be around them and build a rapport. So where are you inviting Scorpio? We see going out for a glass of wine. Again, it's work related. I would like Scorpio to come to an event because then I'd like to hear their feedback. I'd like them to come to a meeting with me. I'd like them to consult. I'd like to hire them for something. I'd like them to, go to a seminar with me. I think that they would enjoy that, and I would like to, I've got an extra ticket. They could go to some seminar with me, and we could walk around and we could talk about the, whatever the displays, or it is definitely they're using work as a guise. They are using a whole nother strategy to build a rapport with Scorpio. Okay, is Scorpio picking up on that? Do they understand that part? Are they down with that? Is this like, oh, that sounds nice. That's low key. That's relaxing. Four of Cups, Four of Pentacles. That actually starts out with Scorpio being like, I'm kind of bummed out right now. I don't know that I want to like get involved with anybody for any reason. On the other hand, you know what? This could be the perfect approach for Scorpio because although it says Scorpio's, not interested in anything or anyone at the moment, this might be the one way that Scorpio would consent to like interacting with them. The fact that we've got that Ace of Pentacles, Scorpio's like, maybe, I mean, look, I don't want to date somebody, but they're not trying to date me. Six of Pentacles sideways. Okay, there's a little bit of this where I think either Scorpio and a friend will kind of see through this. Scorpio and a friend might talk about this like perhaps later on and be like, well, I went to this event with this person who invited me. A friend might be like, excuse me, what? They're interested in you, right? I could just see this as Scorpio going, well, no, I don't think so. I mean, it was, I don't know. It didn't seem that way. This feels like we are in murky territory on one hand, but maybe that's exactly where Scorpio's comfort zone would have been anyway. Because this says Scorpio's not dating anybody, not interested. But the way this person approaches Scorpio, it's like, oh, okay, well, they're not hitting on me. They're asking me to, go to an event that I might actually really want to go to, or they're conversing with me about things I actually do care about, talk about. So yes, I could see sharing some energy with them. But there's an undercurrent. Let's be honest. There's an undercurrent, and I don't think that Scorpio is oblivious to it, but I think they're almost grateful for this soft approach. It's like there's this safety zone where we can pretend that we're not on a date because we're just going out and we're talking about other things. We're talking about business related things. We're spending time together, but it's for business. We're having a glass of wine and talking, but there's no pressure because this isn't romance. This is two professionals, and even more than two professionals. This could be talking in a group of other professionals. This could be, hey, are you going to the local business meeting? There's a breakfast meeting coming up next Tuesday. Do you want to go there together? There's a city council meeting. Do you want to ride with me? A group of us are having drinks later. Do you want to attend? It could be under that kind of a guise. This Page of Pentacles says this is the perfect way for Scorpio to start interacting with this person. It's nice to have something that just is, there isn't romance. This is still the first steps toward building a relationship of like, I like this person, I like being around them, we have lots to talk about. That seems like, I honestly think this could become a highlight of Scorpio's world, like getting to talk to this person. 10 of Wands, and it could be doing a great deal to relieve a lot of pressure from Scorpio's worried mind about this. It's like, honestly, they take my mind off some of the other stuff I've had going on. They start to become a highlight of my day. I realize I look forward to them. I realize, you know what? I think this is just what Scorpio needs. Sometimes that is exactly what we all need, is somebody to work with, converse with, talk about other things that matter. It gets us out of our headspace. It gets us, conversing with someone, but it's not a dating scenario yet. Instead, it's building trust. And more than anything, I think it's opening up Scorpio's mind to like, wow, I forgot how fun it can be, how nice it can be to interact with another person whose company I enjoy. This is making me really happy. All of this feels so good, and I do think that this is going to sneak up on Scorpio just how much they really like this person. Let me just ask on their side real quick. So as you are interacting with Scorpio, how are things going to be going? What are you going to be thinking about? There's some magician again. Like this is magic. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. We've got our fairy godmother here. It's like, oh my God, this is working so much better than I thought. 6 of Swords in the reverse. They know not to push it though. They know Scorpio's real slow to warm up to them. 9 of Wands. They clearly can see Scorpio is not just, like flipping the switch from mild like friendship / colleague into romance. So they're like, I will take my time. I will take my time before approaching love. But more than anything, I think it's kind of like the fact that they're building trust with Scorpio, I think is going to mean so much to them. The fact that they can see that Scorpio has, like not wanted to like open up to anybody else. I think that makes them that much more aware, right? They're gathering information. Their hawk is there on their arm, and they're recognizing the best approach to get to know the Scorpio is to take time and to literally get to know them. I think that they're falling more in love with Scorpio. 5 of Swords, 2 of Coins. I think whatever happened to Scorpio must have been pretty darn bad, and they didn't know the full extent of it. And they're getting some inkling. They're starting to understand somebody treated Scorpio really freaking bad. And I think, if anything, they not only feel more loving and more protective over Scorpio, the more they pick up the context clues about some of what Scorpio's been through, but the more they also are like, they're balancing like their attraction for Scorpio with their desire to protect Scorpio from that person who hurt Scorpio in the past. I feel like they are falling more in love with Scorpio the more they spend, like this kind of chaste friendship, colleague kind of energy with Scorpio. The more they get to know more about Scorpio, the more they appreciate and like Scorpio, and also want to protect Scorpio. It's kind of really nice sentiments here. I like this person. I like the time that they're investing, and I like the fact that they are falling more for Scorpio and feeling that protective energy come through. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing.